Hi guys, you're welcome to my channel. Today I'll be showing you how to make an off-shoulder top. It entails the drafting and the sewing, and also how to comfortably make an off-shoulder sleeve. So guys, after watching, remember to give the video a thumbs up and also subscribe to my channel. So guys, we're going to start by drafting the basic bodies. Okay, so please just watch the video carefully so that you get along so easily. So my bust point, which is 10.5, then my bust span 13.5, and my waistline I'll be using 17.5. Yeah, I'm tall, so let's leave it at 17.5. Okay, so I'll connect them just like so. Then I'll need my shoulder measurement. We'll see the reason why. So now come down by 1 inch. That's it. Drawing the shoulder slope. Okay, then my armhole curve. This one will only help me to achieve my upper chest line. Okay. Excuse me. It's from the armhole curve. We'll know where our upper chest line is. Then I'll just label it. Just like so. Then you now determine the neck depth. Yeah. How low you want your neckline to be for the off shoulder. So I'll be using 4.5. So just imagine you are drafting a round neck of 4.5 neck depth. So just the same place is going to be. If you want it deep, you go further like 5 and so on. Okay. So now I'm going to draft my dart. So using 3/3/4, that's my bust distance divided by 2. So I'm marking that all through. Okay. Then I'll just place it stop at the bust point. Then on my neck depth, instead of that 3/3/4, you add 1 inch so that the dart can fall very well. So it won't be too close to your center, the center of your neck. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. So the dart needs to flare out at the neck depth for an off shoulder. Okay, so I'm marking 1 inch at both sides on the waistline to the under bust, just like so. Then I'll connect it just like this to the bust point. Then on the neck depth, the off shoulder neckline, you mark 1 inch also on both sides. Then I'll connect this. If you want your breast cup to form better, you can use your bust dart also, but I won't be using that in this video. So now in order to determine how off we want our sleeve to be, okay, so I'll be using 4.5. You can use 4, you can use 5, and like that. It depends on how deep you want your sleeve to fall. So now I'm using 4.5. So I measure that 4.5 on my off shoulder line, neckline. Then the dart allowance, which is 2, you add it 2 inches plus 4.5. That will be 6.5. Then you can add half inch for ease. Trust me, you don't really need this half inch. As a beginner, you might put it, then later you remove it. If you notice the armhole did not fall, the sleeve is falling or something, you can do without this extra half allowance. I fix it there because if I don't need it, I'll know how to remove it. So you might not put it, it's not necessary. So now on the upper chest line, I'll measure my bust circumference divided by 4 plus the that allowance, the little one that is there. You measure it and fix it in. Then your seam allowance also, then you connect it just like so. I hope you understand. Yes, the bust circumference divided by 4, then your seam allowance, which is 2, and the little that allowance that is there. Then on the waistline, you measure your waist. Mine is 7 plus 2 inches for the dart allowance and 2 inches for my seam allowance. Then we'll connect this point using this curved part of the ruler, or you use your straight ruler. It's still the same, just that this will help it to snap very well on the side. So this is what we have for the front pattern. So if you don't want the center front to be so flat, you can draw your sweetheart neck. So I just came down by half inch. You can make yours 1, depends on how deep you want it, 1 or 1.5 to create a sweetheart neck. So I just create this small curve there. just to give you some fittings. Okay, so I hope you remember my neck depth is 4.5. Okay, that's how deep you want it to be. So I don't want any cleavage to show. I want it to be up there. Then the off shoulder, same thing, I use 4.5. Okay, so now this is for the back piece. I draw my chest line and my waistline, my bust point and my waistline. So remember, if I used to my tutorials, I always remove my 1 inch first on the waistline for the back contour, for the shape at the back. Okay, so that it will fall back behind. Then my 1 inch for zipper allowance. Okay, so that one is a custom because I'll be putting a zip there. Then I need to draw my shoulder slope in order to get my upper chest line. Okay, so draw the shoulder slope, then create my armhole curve. So just making sure I have the right measurement there. Okay, so now I've created my upper chest line. So now the back pattern, we don't need a bust span. Okay, so now I'll use the same neck depth I use for front, which is 4.5. You understand? So they need to be on the same line for me. So that's my neck depth, which is the neckline for the off shoulder. Then I'll create my dart also. So this method, I'm just creating my dart, make sure the line is straight. You understand? So that's why I have to take it back to the edge. Okay, so I'll draw that straight line and yeah, carefully. Yeah, you know, for the back, that from the upper chest line you have to come down by 1 inch. Okay, so marking 1/2 inch on both sides and connect it just like so. Then I'll take it up to the neckline. So like I did for front, I extended it by 1 inch outward. Since it's at the back, you might not really need that, but let's just do this one like this. Okay, so that's what we have for the back dart. Then I'll fix in my neck width. Okay, so remember it's 4.5. Then the dart allowance, which is 1, and also 1/2 inch for the ease. That is not really necessary. If you're a beginner, don't put it so that it won't cause any confusion. Or you fix it, then with time, if you notice you don't need it, to remove it after joining. So here I am just cross-checking to make sure my measurements are right. Okay, so wherever that one stop, you're going to connect the armhole. I hope you understand. Okay, so now fixing my chest circumference, my bust circumference divided by 4, which is 9 inches. Then the little that allowance I have there, 1/4 inch, then 2 inches for seam allowance. Then I'll create my armhole curve just like so. Use the curve part of the ruler and create this. So that's the armhole curve for the back. Now on the waistline, I'm fixing my waist circumference divided by 4 and the dart allowance plus 1 inch for dart allowance and 2 inches for seam allowance. Then I'll join them like so. Okay, so just cross-checking this to make sure it's. Then for the neck depth for the back, I came down by 1 inch so that the back will relax. I don't want the back to be pointing and upward after joining. So I want it to relax. So that's why I have to remove 1 inch from the center back. Okay, so this is what we have. You can go over the video for more clarification. So we'll cut out our pattern. So guys, remember to give this video a thumbs up. Okay, and if you are yet to subscribe to my channel, please subscribe. Please remember to like this video so that it can reach more people, please. Okay, so this is the pattern. So I went ahead and cut out the fabric, the pattern. You can see I added 1/2 inch and the joining allowance 1/2 inch at the necessary places so that I can join them to each other accordingly. Okay, so I joined the front together and also the back piece together. So this is what I have. This is the front pattern. You can see this is for the fabric. So I need to make sure the upper part rhymes. I have to trim the excess out so that everything can align properly. Okay, so this is what I have. I didn't put any interfacing, so you can go ahead and put yours. I only fix my breast pad later. So I do the same thing for the lining. So this is the back. This is what we have. These are the two pieces for the back. You go on and fix in the lining also. Okay, you can trim that off, or you just leave it. By the time you join it, to be enclosed. So you sew half inch, joining the lining and the main fabric together. You sew half inch at the top. Yes, just half inch on the top. Then the same thing for the front pattern too. Make sure you pin it down, they're well aligned. So you sew half inch just at the top. At the top, okay? So let's go ahead. Okay, so I'll be showing us how to draft an off-shoulder sleeve. Please pay attention. So this is the desired sleeve length, which is 10 inches, and my cap height, which is 3.5. Okay, so draw the cap height and the sleeve length. So just make sure you use your actual body measurement, your actual measurement. Then I'm going to fix in the armhole curve, okay, and 1 inch for seam allowance. And also on the sleeve length, I'm fixing my sleeve run and 1 inch. Details on cap height and armhole curve, how to calculate them, please check my basic sleeve. It is well explained there. So now we'll go ahead at the edge of this. We'll measure the 4.5 that we use as the off-shoulder measurement. You understand the exact thing we use as the neck width, okay, which is 4.5. So you measure it there, then you connect the armhole just like so. This is what I have. So I use dotted line because that line is temporary. We'll work on it. So pick the dress and measure your armhole round. Please, let's be practical here. So I have about 7 3/4 here. Okay, measure the armhole round on the dress you've joined, the top or whatever. Measure the armhole. So I have like 7 3/4. So I'll come here now and measure what I have on the paper. You can see. So what I have on the paper is in excess. So you have to do some modification. Okay, you reduce it. You understand? Yes, you measure that round. So that means you have to sew from the edge. So whatever allowance that is remaining, that's what you join. Okay. Now for this upper part, in order to make sure this part will not be falling off your shoulder. Okay, so remove one. You can remove from 1 inch to half inch from that side I'm marking. So I only went ahead and removed half inch. Okay, so I remove half inch. Now draw this line. So by doing this, you're sure that the sleeve is going to stand firm on the shoulder. So I've tried this method and it works. So you can try it out, and please just try different method and know what works for you. This is how it works. This is how tailoring works. Know what method works for you. Okay, so now you're going to cut it out and add your folding allowance to the upper part and also your hemming allowance. If you are using lining, you add only half inch at the top. We are going to just sew the fabric alone, just fold it. Maybe you can add like 1 inch to the top. Okay, so you just cut it out, start joining the sleeve. After folding the up, start joining from each shoulder and bring it down to the armhole down. Okay, so I've joined the my breast pad, that's my custom made breast cup, to the lining. Okay, so I'm going to attach the lining to the dress at the top. Then I'll do the same thing for the top too. So now I went ahead to use the same method of of the sleeve and created this short version of it. Okay, so since I won't be using lining, so I added about 1 inch to the upper part. Then use the same thing to cut for the second sleeve. Then I'll fold it just like so. Okay, so that's the upper part. Make sure you secure it with pin. Okay, so go ahead and attach it. Remember the way I say you attach from the shoulder line down to the armhole down. Okay, so once you fix the cloth round, then you join the excess fabric, that's the seam that is remaining, whatever is there, you join it. If it's too big, you trim it out. Okay, so this is what we have. So guys, if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, and if you are yet to subscribe to my channel, please subscribe. Please, your feedback means a lot to me. So thank you guys for watching. I'll see you in my next video. Bye.